Alrighty, today I'm going to show you exactly how to fix your slow or unreliable internet speeds, both wired and wireless. And I've got about 10 steps to show you, but don't worry, the first 5 steps are really easy. So by the 5th step, your speed should be back to normal. Alright, let's get started. And by the way, I'm Michael Scott, and this is the Ultimate Tech Hub. Okay, step number 1 is the classic power cycle. This is by far the easiest step on this list. To perform a power cycle, all you have to do is unplug the power to the modem, the router, and then any and all switches. Leave it unplugged for about 30 seconds, then plug them all back in, modem, then router, then switches. Then wait about 4 minutes for the network to come back up and running, then retest your connection. If the speeds are good, click off the video. If they're not good, on to step number 2. Now it's time to check, test, and replace your Ethernet cables. You want to check the cable for any kinks along the length of the cable. Also, check for crush spots. And if you see exposed wires anywhere, throw the cable out right away. Yep, no exposed wires here. Also, check the clips on the ends. If they're loose, worn, or missing, throw the cable out and replace right away. That's no good. Also, check the cable jacket for the cable type. Is it a Cat 5? Cat 5 is no good, because Cat 5 is rated for 100 megabits per second, and that's terrible for your network. If you're going to replace your cables, use Cat 6 or Cat 6A, or Cat 8 if you can afford it. If the cables in your network do look good, go ahead and test them with a quality cable tester like this or like this. These will verify if the cable is good or not. Once you've tested and replaced all your cables, go ahead and run a speed test and see if it's better. If it's maxed out, then you're all good. If not, it's on to step 3. Okay, now it's time to do a proper speed test, both wired and wireless. So first do a wired speed test with a computer plugged into your router like this one, and go ahead and run the speed test. If the speeds are slow, this means there's probably a hardware problem or maybe an ISP problem. However, if the speeds are fine, now it's time to check your Wi-Fi. So go ahead and run a Wi-Fi speed test from your phone or maybe your laptop. If those speeds are slow, then you've got a Wi-Fi problem. But whatever you do, compare the results to what you're paying for from your ISP. If you're not getting those speeds, then you're losing money. Now it's time for step 4. Okay, now we're going to update the firmware on our routers and the drivers for our NIC cards. So first things first, go to your router settings and look for update firmware and go ahead and do that. After it's updated, then click on the automatic update. That way, there's no worry. It does it automatically. Next, go to the wired device like your desktop computer right here and look for NIC cards. You want to update the driver for your NIC card. Super important. And then next, go ahead and restart your desktop. This usually fixes speed issues. Hopefully it fixes yours. If not, on to the next step, step number 5. Okay, now it's time to fix your wireless router placement. Now this is very important. This could be the most important step in this whole process. You need to make sure that your wireless router is in the middle of the home. Not in the back room somewhere, not in an office or in a closet. I had the same problem. I had my router originally in a back closet in the master bedroom because that's where the network panel is. So it made sense. The modem's there, then I'll just plug the router in there as well. The problem is I plugged the wireless router in there and I had no signal throughout the house. I had a great signal in the master bedroom, in the garage, but everywhere else was dead. So I had to move that router to the middle of the home, and it's great because now I've got a signal everywhere, including the backyard by the pool and also in the garage. So do what you have to do, but move the router to the center of the home and run that cable for the modem. You may have to run it through the attic and down a wall like we did, but go ahead and run the cable and then plug it into the LAN port and you're good to go. If this fixes your issue, then you're good to go. Click off the video. If it didn't fix your issue, then on to step number 6. Alright, now it's time to switch Wi-Fi bands and Wi-Fi channels. First thing we're going to do is start with the Wi-Fi bands. So get your smartphone out, laptop or tablet, and check and see which band you're connected to. If it's the 2.4, no good. The 2.4 is great for range, but terrible for speed. What you want to look for is the 5 GHz band and connect to that. The only downside to the 5 is the range is not as long, so you'll need to be in a room with that router or maybe one room away. But if it's far away, you won't connect to it. So connect to the 5 and do a speed test. If your speeds are all good, then you're all done. If not, let's go to the channels. To pick the correct channel, you'll have to download a Wi-Fi analyzer app like this. This analyzer will show you the correct channels to be on. The trick here is to be on the least congested channels as possible. As you can see right here, this channels up here are pretty congested, but the best way to choose this is to pick a non-overlapping channel, and for the 5 GHz band, pick either channel 36, 40, 44, or 48, or 149, 153, 157, or 161. These channels are the best ones to be on because they're non-overlapping. Now, if you're on the 2.4 GHz band, the channels you want to be on are either 1, 6, or 11, because 1, 6, and 11 are non-overlapping. Either way, use an analyzer app like this to find the congestion and avoid it at all costs. If your speeds are better now, click off the video. If they're not, it's on to step number 7. Okay, now we're going to change your DNS. Now this won't raise your speed test numbers per se, but it makes browsing feel quite a bit faster. So we're going to change our DNS from the ISP DNS to our own custom one, either CloudFlare or Google. I recommend CloudFlare. I've been using this for about 7-8 years and I love it. So go into your router settings, look for network, and look for DNS. Under DNS right now it's probably blank, so go ahead and type in for the primary DNS 1.1.1.1, and secondary you can type in 1.0.0.1. Now Cloudflare's got another DNS, it's called, I think, the family version. This blocks malware and blocks adult websites, which is great for kids. So if you want to do that one, I believe it's 1.1.1.3 and then 1.0.0.3. And type that in, you're good to go. Like I said, this doesn't change your speed per se, but your browsing does feel a bit faster. Now on to step number 8. All right, we're on the most important step on this list. And this makes your network super fast and super reliable, and that is go wired when and wherever possible. Every connection. We're talking about TVs, security cameras, gaming consoles. We're talking about desktop computers. We're talking about doorbells, video doorbells. We're talking about anything that can go wired, go wired. Now, I know it's impossible to go wired on a phone or a laptop, but wherever you can, go wired, because a wired connection is always going to be better than a wireless. It's faster, more reliable, and always on. It's just a way better connection. So my advice to you is, if your TVs are not wired, go wired. Every TV in my house is wired. Every TV, every gaming console, all our security cameras, our Reeling doorbell, everything here is wired, and that's a great connection. It really is. Everything is really fast and secure and reliable. So that's my tip to you, and on to number 9. Okay, step number 9 is not going to change your speeds at all. It's just going to prioritize your connections in the applications you're running online. Meaning, if you're doing a Zoom call, it's going to prioritize that connection over, say, a gaming session. This is called quality of service, QoS. And every router's got this. Doesn't matter what you've got, whether it's Netgear or it's Asus or TP-Link, they all have QoS. So you can go into the router settings and you can prioritize the application you want to use more often. So say you're working from home and you're doing Zoom calls or meetings. So go to QoS and put video or conference calls at the very top. That means you're online, doing a conference call, and no one can bug you, no one can mess it up. Your kid can be online gaming or downloading something. It won't mess up your connection because your application is prioritized at the top. Now, you can change it on a daily basis if you want. You can change it whenever you want. It's not permanent. So this QoS can be changed every day, multiple times a day. So when you're off the Zoom call, you could go back and put gaming at top so your kid has a great gaming session. Either way, whatever it is. But all it does is just makes whatever you're doing run better. Not faster, just better. I guess more of a quality of service. That's what they call it, QoS, right? All right, well, now on to step number 10, the last step. All right, guys and gals, this is step number 10, which is not really a step. It's really just telling you to make a phone call. And make a phone call to your ISP, because if your speeds are still shit right now, after doing all this, after going through all this, you collected a lot of data. Now call your ISP, tell them what you've done, and I'm pretty sure it's your modem. They're going to come out, either replace it or at least give it a firmware update. But at this point, it's not going to be your stuff, it's going to be the ISP, because at this point, you've done all you can do. So make the phone call and see what they can do for you. But you've done a lot, and hopefully the ISP can get it done for you. I'm sure they will. That's all it needs to be done. Anyways, guys and gals, thank you for watching. I hope your connections are all good now, and they should be. I trust that you did all the stuff you're supposed to do here. And there's a lot here, but I made it as simple as possible. Anyways, guys and gals, I'll talk to you soon. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe and comment, all that good stuff. And I'll see you in the next video real soon. See you later, man.